Alright guys, back with another Yankees PC video. For this one I decided to go with some current and former prospects, and it's going to be a little different from the other PC videos. Everything's kind of mixed up, so instead of having all the hits at the end of the video, they're kind of going to be throughout the video. And I have 4 stacks of stuff here that I took out, so again, a mixture of new and old. So let's start with the first stack. And there's a Tyler Austin. Didn't make the 25-man roster this year, but I think he'll be up at some point. And there's a Tyler Austin Bowman Chrome autograph. And a Bowman Sterling auto. And another one. And here are some other Bowman Sterling autos. These next few guys are no longer in the organization, but I keep pretty much every Yankee card I get. So there's a Rafael DePaula, Mark Montgomery, and Michael O'Neill. He's actually the nephew of Paul O'Neill. I don't think he's playing anywhere anymore. And here's a Taylor Mattingly, the son of Don Mattingly. Didn't really make it either. I think Mattingly has another son who's in the Dodgers organization now. And here's Eric Almonte. This guy came up for a little while. I think it was in 03 or 04. One of those years Derek Jeter injured his shoulder on opening day. Had missed a couple months. And this guy got called up. He kind of held his own, but once Jeter came back, you pretty much never heard of this guy again. And another one from 01 Bowman Chrome. David Parrish, son of former catcher Lance Parrish. Here's another guy that didn't really make it. Jesus Montero. Had big time expectations, pretty much where Gary Sanchez is now, but he got traded to Seattle in the Michael Pineda trade and had some troubles over there, had some weight issues, and I think he got busted for steroids one year. Now I don't know where he is. He's pretty much disappeared. And here's a gold sparkle rookie of him. And here's a current guy, Billy McKinney, pictured with the A's there. Then he went to the Cubs and came over to the Yankees last year when they traded Chapman over there. And here's another Billy McKinney, an autograph. The main guy mentioned in the Chapman trade is obviously Gleyber Torres, and rightfully so, but I think this guy might turn out to be a pretty decent outfielder. Here's another guy they acquired last year, Justice Sheffield. Came over from the Indians in the Andrew Miller trade. And I got 2 of those. Signed one of them bigger than the other. Here's Manny Banuelos, another guy that had some high expectations. I really thought he would be in the rotation someday, but seemed to have some attitude issues in the minors and eventually got traded to the Braves. Now he's had a bunch of injury issues over there. Here's a really nice blue refractor of him, number to 250. And I believe I Collect Ichiro sent me that. Here's another nice card of him. I had quite a few cards of him. Like I said, had some high expectations for him. And here's a Ryan Pope. Don't really know anything about him, but like I said, I hold on to pretty much every Yankee card I get. And same goes for this guy. Don't know him at all. Eric Hacker. But a really nice gold refractor auto there. Number to 50. Here's Mason Williams. At one point, I think he was their #1 prospect. He's been called up a few times, but hasn't really been too impressive, so not sure what's going to happen to him. Might eventually end up getting traded because I think he's one of those guys that's kind of running out of time. Here's a mini refractor of him. And a Bowman Chrome refractor autograph. And a PSA 9 Bowman Chrome autograph. So that's the end of stack 1. Let's get to stack 2. Alright, so moving right along here with some Bowman Chrome autographs. Manny Banuelos, Melky Mesa, Brandon Laird, brother of Gerald Laird, who had a much better career than him. There's another one. And a refractor version. Fred Lewis. All those guys are no longer with the organization, but these next few are. Abiatal Avelino, Brady Lale, Jake Cave, and a Drew Finley refractor. Not numbered, I guess. And this guy is not with the organization. It's Rob Sejdin, I guess is how you say that. I think he might be with the Dodgers now, or he was last year. And this guy's not there anymore either. He got traded to Seattle. James Pazos. I got that from Ricky Russo. And here's a Dante Bichette Jr. Was really hoping he'd be pretty good. His father was a decent hitter, but he really didn't turn out to be much at all. And here's an old school guy, Matt Luke. Had a bit of an interesting story. As a kid, he had to have a bunch of face operations. I forget exactly why he needed those operations, but he found a way to persevere through it and eventually made it to the big leagues. Was only in the big leagues for like 2 or 3 years, but he did have one decent season with the Dodgers where he hit like 15 home runs. And here's another former big-time prospect, Eric Duncan. Guys like this are the main reason why I don't spend a lot on prospects. This guy's cards were going for a lot at some point, but really didn't do much at all. I don't think he even got called up even briefly. But there's a Bowman Chrome and a Bowman Chrome X-Fractor. Bowman Signs of the Future. And luckily I picked all of these up when he was no longer really that expensive. And there's a nice Topps 205. Here's a Peter O'Brien. He got traded to Arizona. Pretty decent power prospect. And here's a Ty Hensley. At one point was one of their main pitching prospects, but got his arm hurt in a bar fight in his hometown. Haven't really heard about him since. And it's pretty interesting that that happened to him, because same thing happened to another former Yankee pitching prospect way back in the day. A guy by the name of Brian Taylor. So not sure what's going to happen with his career, but I had a few of his autographs because, like I said, he was one of their top pitching prospects at one point. And this guy is still with the organization. Ian Clarkin, Leaf Draft right there. And a nice Bowman Chrome refractor. And here's a nice one. Yangervis Solarte. Got traded to the Padres in the Chase Headley trade. Really liked him. Wish they hadn't traded him. I feel like he would have fit in better with this young team they have now. And here's another former prospect, Deoner Navarro. Never really lived up to the expectations, but he hung around the big leagues for quite a while, bounced around like 4 or 5 different teams. Here's a nice gold refractor of him. Alright, so that's the second stack. Here comes the third one.